We'll go ahead and continue with our Verizon IndyCar Series post-practice press conference, joined now by Danica Patrick, driver of the number 13 GoDaddy Chevrolet for Ed Carpenter Racing. Danica, it's been a busy past couple of days for you here at IMS, watching some of your teammates yesterday and also getting back in a car for the first time in quite a while today. But first off, when you first walked into the Indianapolis Motor Speedway today, knowing that you were about to get back in an Indy car, what was going through your mind? What was the excitement level?
Low. I just kind of wanted to get today over with. Not in a negative sense, but just that, it's been 7 years since I drove an Indy car here, so it's been a long time. So I just wanted to get through today and get more comfortable and be able to get on with the job. There's been a lot of anticipation on this day for me. Not only the years after I left and thinking about it, because I really did try and do it the second year I'd been gone, until the team manager said that people would question my commitment in NASCAR, so I didn't do it. And I really did believe that I was never going to do it again. After that point in time, I was like, the further I get away from it, the more I don't want to do it. But this just... there was no wavering on the decision last year to do it. Once I thought of it, I was like, yes, that's what I'm going to do. It's been since fall of last year thinking about what the hell is it going to feel like? So now I know.
And now those questions have pretty much been answered. All of that builds up leading up to today, your first time back in a car. Take us through your laps and how they felt to you and how you built up to getting through your refresher program today.
Yeah, well, we started off with, an install check, and it's a brand new car, so there was a water temperature issue, so we took it back to the garage, and there's only 3 hours today, so you burn an hour pretty quickly getting out there and getting back in and getting back out to pit lane again, so... and then it was, out one time buying in just to make sure everything was okay. And then the next run was just too slow. It wasn't above 210. And the car was, it just felt very hard to drive. It felt, the weight of the wheel was very heavy for me. So I don't know what the heck I've been doing because I feel a lot stronger than when I was here before. You'll see the videos. I CrossFit like crazy. Like, I can pick some weight up. But I did not feel very strong out there. So we, my old engineer, Matt, ran me today, and he made it easier to drive. It's still not by any means where I want it, but it was enough that we could complete today. And with 30 minutes to go and 5 laps of the second phase and 15 laps of the third phase to go, I was like, I don't know if we're gonna get through this today. So, but I stayed out there and did all those 20 laps to complete it all, and it felt fine actually. I felt fairly comfortable at that point in time for the level of discomfort with the way the wheel felt and things like that, and with the amount of front arrow we took out of it to also lighten the wheel up for me. So it was a little bit, here we go, my old words. There was a little bit of understeer out there. I was going to say tight, but let me correct myself. So it was definitely a little too much understeer to go really, really fast. But it was enough to complete the day and move on for tomorrow. And I felt like I was able to feel the grip limit of the car, especially the front, of course, because they took so much front aero out. I was able to, really feel the front sliding pretty well. So even with the way it felt, so that's good for me. And tomorrow it'll feel even more comfortable. But I've been waiting to get this day over with for a long time.
And so
I say that with love. I hope nobody thinks that's like. I hope there's some understanding for the words that I'm using. I want to get through that so I can get to the fun part, which is really running, making changes, making it faster, and feeling really comfortable. It was just a day of anticipation and a level of not knowing.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you've been working with all of your team, all of your crew at Carpenter Racing over the past few months. What's that team chemistry been like, the team building and ultimately finally getting in that
Yeah.
setting with them, that work environment here at the track?
Yeah, it's been great, really great. I mean, shoot, we even worked together on working out the deal. I don't think I've ever done that before. So he's been really, really nice and easy to work with, and very helpful. And so was really cool of him to be around all day today and be there for the word of reason from time to time, like telling me, yeah, you're gonna have to do all 20 laps now. But that was all right. I just needed to get through it. So he's been super helpful. Everybody at the team has been helpful. I've been to the shop quite a few times to get the seat made and get comfortable. And of course, there's still some more changes in that department for how comfortable I feel with all those things and the way that the seat is cut out and my helmet and the padding and everything. But I expected that to happen. So everybody's been really cool. Everybody's been super, super easy to work with. So I wanted a fun May, you know. I wanted to make sure. I'm glad that they are fun and easy to work with, and I think that that's also part of the deal coming together with them, was that it was very easy, you know. And I think that's a good sign of a good group.
Absolutely. We'll go ahead and open up for questions. If you could please wait for the wireless microphone and state your name and affiliation, and we'll go ahead and start with Bob.
Danica, you've addressed this before, but why was it so important to you to come back and do this one last time?
Well, last year was just kind of an odd year. It, you know, with having a sponsor leave, which is a scenario I'd never been in before, with not really feeling as much hope as I wanted racing. That was kind of a frustrating position to be in, and feeling kind of ready to move on, but not in the way of being done at Homestead. It was like, you know, there's a better way to do this. There's a better way to honor the run in my career, as well as you know, the fans, and especially can't think of a better place to end than here, where it all began. And I said to everyone on pit lane, we need a before and after of my 2005 pit road gaggle of photographers in 2018, because it felt similar. So it was really a cool feeling. So it's just come really full circle. And then of course with GoDaddy on the car to top it off, which is, you know, of all my sponsors, they've been by far the most known with me, the most best fit overall, and so it's just a good story.
Danica, after 7 years out of the car, I think the most impressive thing I might have seen today was you leaving the pits for the first time, working with a hand clutch, nice big burnout. Ed Carpenter said your goal was not to stall.
Yeah.
Just tell us about reacclimating with this car that's a lot different than the last Indy car you drove.
Oh, that's nice. You didn't see me come into the pits then the second time when I was like, shoot, where's neutral? It's definitely different without a clutch pedal, but taking off is easy. It's the coming in, it's like, okay, clutch first gear, and then it's neutral down a gear. So you just got to get in a rhythm. But I definitely feel still overwhelmed enough with everything going on and just driving and the fit and the helmet moving and all kinds of things going on, that I'm not like looking in my mirrors, checking my dash all the time, moving buttons around. Like, I'm not there yet, but I did move the front bar around a little bit when I was out there, and I did do a couple other little things. So, you know, let's just start simple. I did feel a lot better at the end of the day. We had the debrief, and then the whole team, and then Ed and I went to the garage and grabbed my steering wheel, and he, you know, was kind enough to take the time to just show me how to literally get it in neutral. So, you know, just baby steps, right? So, baby stepping into Wednesday.
Tim?
Yeah, Tim May, Columbus Dispatch. Danica, when you
Right,
first
Tim.
ran here, right over here, 2005, I was in the pits there when you got out, and Scott Rimke basically said, you know, you took this place like a duck takes to water. I mean, there was a certain rhythm even then. What is it about this place that has, I don't know, for want of another word, been a comfortable feel for you?
I've really only ever come up with two things, and that's that. And I thought about when I was out there, because there were times where I was driving off the belief that everything was so locked down for me that nothing can really go wrong with the back of the car, just drive through it. And I thought to myself, I feel like I've built my career on trusting my ass. And so I think that's very important here at Indy, is to not drive beyond what you feel is possible with the car, because it'll bite you. And your gut's usually right, your butt's right. And then the other thing is just the level of respect for the facility itself, and kind of feeling like it's got its own heartbeat, and just got to respect it.
Well, you know, a real quick follow though. I mean, you kind of touched on this. Did this feel similar to that 2005? You know, maybe
No, that felt a lot
Okay.
easier.
Yeah.
That felt way
Really?
easier.
Yeah.
I think I blew through the rookie orientation in like a hot second and was doing like 226 on the first day. So at least that's what it was in my memory. So no, that did feel a lot easier. But I had also been in the car for four races. So, you know, I mean, I sat on the front row at Motegi the race before it, and, you know, finished fourth. So, you know, I mean, I had already been up to speed and comfortable. I wasn't dealing with things like my headrest and my helmet and, you know, things like that. I wasn't dealing with that. I wasn't dealing with the weight of the steering wheel and how that felt for me. I was comfortable. So, you know, hopefully once we get all those things comfortable, then more energy and attention will be put forth through the car to how it feels, and we go faster.
Bruce Martin with Auto Week. There's some drivers that are still in the series that were here when you raced originally. Scott Dixon, Tony Kanaan, Elio Castroneves, drivers like that. How comfortable are you to be able to get back on the track? And how much does it feel like a little bit of a friendly reunion to be back and racing against those guys?
Oh, I mean, it feels good to see them and say hi and give them a hug. And, you know, it's there's been a lot of familiar faces that I'm happy to see for sure. But there's also been a lot of unfamiliar faces, especially drivers that I don't know, younger drivers. So I said in the drivers meeting that we had at the beginning of the day yesterday, I sat there, and of course it wasn't until 1 minute before that the front row filled in with all the people that I knew. I was like, oh, I guess I did the rookie thing and showed up really early. But, you know, everybody showed up, and I was like, oh, good. Yes, I do know some people here.
And from a competitive standpoint, it's the first year with this aero package, so do you feel that the gap isn't as much against the Scott Dixons and all that as it could have been?
Can't tell you that yet. Don't know. I mean, it's only been a few of us out there today, and just kind of getting through the simple stuff. So I'll let you know after tomorrow, or at the end of the month.
Did it feel like riding a bike, like you had hoped? And
God, no, riding a bike is much easier than that.
And where do you want to be after tomorrow?
You know, just flat out and comfortable, and making changes and feeling the changes. I think that, you know, once I'm flat out the whole way around and feeling comfortable and feeling the changes, then you can really work from there. So, you know, it definitely, for me, I forget that it's not really Indy yet. It's just a test, which was supposed to happen a month ago. But of course, shoot, there's still snow on the ground in some places, even today. But, you know, it was obviously terrible weather, so we didn't run a month ago. But this is just a test. So we'll be back again in 2 weeks, and that's when it really starts. So, and there's many days before qualifying. So, so I feel like, you know, tomorrow just a smooth day where I get flat out and feel the changes and have a good information leading into 2 weeks from now, where we are really going to have to get down to business.
Danica, thank you very much. Good luck
Okay.
this month.
Thanks, guys.